Hello everybody and welcome to a new video. Yes, it's Grand Theft Auto 5 again. This is the Xbox 360 version, which I'm going to show you from the very first mission to the very first time you actually get to save, and that's in the house of Franklin. When I walk outside and I stand still in the garden, so you can actually look at how detailed the garden is in the new generation version. It's nice to see the difference. And well, this is just so the last gen version, and it's Christmas time over there. I saw some nice Christmas decoration in there. Look at those flashy lights. Well, of course, for an old generation game, this is still beautiful. The frame rate is a bit lower, and the resolution is lower, but still, it's a nice game. And especially when you are going to see the detail in the newer version, you are going to appreciate the time that they've invested to actually make it indeed a better looking game. For instance, later, oh, here already you should see some sprinkler rain falling down, but it's just a few big drops that are noticeable. Let's walk around and get the money. Yeah, I on purposely look at the floor so you can see the amount of detail that's laying there. And soon you're going to see the next generation version. But actually, this is not that bad for an old generation console. They really pushed anything that they can get out of it. They get out of it. Yeah, and as you can hear, there's no sound in the background from the game, because YouTube is quite a pain in the you-know-what when it's concerned about music. And well, since this game uses a lot of music, I decided to turn it off so I don't get any problems with my channel about the problems that you might get if you're using licensed music and I'm not paying the license. Yeah, the gameplay is really good. Well, too bad that I'm using a different hiding place in this game instead of what I did recently, but that was because, well, this was recorded when this game came out. I played it, I finished it once, and when I finished it twice, I recorded it, well, not the full game, but a lot of the intro, and so I recorded. So never mind. I played this 2 times. So this is my second time playing the game on the 360. But of course, I finished it a few times more. And then I also am finishing this version on the new console for the 3rd time now. And so, yes, I had some practice. I know exactly where to go, where to shoot. And so in the new game, I will be playing a bit more smoothly. Except for getting away from the cops. Well, not this part of getting away from the cops, because this is quite scripted. But the part when you steal the cars and then you get to go away from the cops and then you deliver the cars to Simeon. Well, that is where if I'm not mistaken, I did that better in this version. Because, well, I actually keep on running into police in the new version. Because, well, the police will look for you in different places. I usually try to find the same route to get away from them. And, well, that took a bit longer in the new version. Check out the tracks that the car is leaving and the amount of detail in the snow, especially the bumps and well, when the car crashes right after you get hit by the train. pay attention to the skin of the tree. I don't know the proper name for it. Here in the Netherlands we call it schors. And it's that rugged outside of the tree. The part, if you strip it away, you actually get to the wood. That is very detailed, a nice bump mapping there. Well, actually, it's not that bad in here. And also, there's a nice sun lens flare effect in this. And in a new generation, it just pops out a bit more too. Well, as you can see, cornering the car was a bit iffy. Well, like I said, I played it just for the second time. And here's the tree, and look at the snow now. There's not so much footprints in there. On some parts there are, and on some parts there aren't. But of course, the detail is much higher in the newer version. Here there's also a look at if you actually get to see it quite properly, because I didn't pay attention. You get shot. Watch at the blood. They actually changed the way how the blood looks on your clothes, because in the beginning the blood is still shiny. And well, you don't get to see this in this version because it immediately gets a bit of a red, dark red patch. And in the new version, you get to see the light bouncing off of it. Okay, let's shoot. I've been hit quite sometimes. I see that I lost more than half of my health. But I'm not dying in here. Still, actually, the 360 pulls off a very nice lighting effects that you get to see from behind the trees. So it's not that I'm trying to badmouth this version. It's actually amazing what they get out of the system. And here also the car tracks which you didn't see from the police, you are going to see. And the least amount of footprints in here. Man, I'm trying to tell too much. I hope I'm not talking too fast. Yes, let's run away. I really like the beginning. It's a nice introduction to get to know the characters that you get to play in the game. And it's dark. Well, to be honest, in the 360 version, because I've captured this already before, and I also put it on my channel already, on my Music Maniac 1965 channel, and I'm going to upload this one on my Music Maniac 65's gaming and movie channel. So actually this is going to be on my newer channel for games. Here you get to see the tree with the snow. It's much better in the new generation version. And also I'm missing out on a big pile of snow that's been blown there by the wind right next to the bushes. But let's go to the city. And here's where the big difference is, especially when you get to drive the cars as Lamar. And it's pretty going to boost some cars. Yes, some black screen again. I didn't cut away the loading times here, but judging by the time it takes. Here, check out the leather effect on the couch. And the lighting from behind is more sunny on the newer generation. But especially the sharpness of the tiles behind you, and well, the couch looks like velvet instead of leather. And also Michael's beard is here, it's a bit more, I don't know the proper English word for it, but it's not as sharp, and it almost looks like it's a smear around his chin instead of that he just skipped a shaving. Yeah, it's too bad that I had to get away the sound. I like the story. The voice acting is excellent, except for, well, very in the beginning when you were holding the people at gunpoint, and then there's one woman's like, "Ah, ah, ah." That was kind of a bit of a fake, but other than that, the rest of the voice acting is brilliant. Well, here, of course, the biggest difference is not the interior, well, except for, of course, the modeling of the faces and, of course, the skin of the couch, but it's more in the background and not the interior, because they quite kept it reasonably the same. But when you look out the windows, well, now you only get to see this, the sea behind you and a few palm trees. But when you see more buildings, well, there's the biggest difference. And here when I watch it on my television, you get to see how low resolution it is, and that you get to see a kind of a shimmering effects on those lines that are jaggies. Also, check out the cactus. I don't know if I pronounce it properly. Well, they should have needles, but in this game they removed them. They are bald cactus. The cactus are maybe just as old as the system is running on. Sorry, boys and girls. Just kidding. Well, to be honest, I expected a bit more people in the newer generation version. Yeah, there are a few more. Check out a few grassy thingies near the trees and at the sides of the roads that peeps out of the concrete. It's nice, but there's more of them in the new generation version. I know it's not much better. Well, the bridge behind you, now it's very sharp, and for the rest there's nice detail in there. In the new generation version they decided to make the camera out of focus a little further away from Michael. Of course, they didn't want to give the game an exact copy, the exact same feeling, so they made some changes. And some of them, I don't understand why they did that blurry effect, but now we're going to the garden where we get to walk through. Where in the new generation there's a kitten there standing on an electrical thingy outside of your house, and then it jumps off and wanders off. And also you get to see very nice bald cactus. And yes, it's a rugged tree, but it could be more rugged. Remember those when we get to the new version. There's not much grass in here. Let's look around. Only on the right side there's a bit of grass. But I'm in a hurry. What car shall I take? The white one or the red one? Well, to be honest, red is my favorite color. So, what will it be? Yeah, I know, I'm predictable. But, if it makes you feel better, in the next run, I'll take the white one. Okay, let's race. And then when we get across this street and making a U-turn, check out the amount of trees that are standing there next to the road and in front of you. So first we need to make that U-turn to the right. And then just check at the horizon how much or how little amount of trees are standing there in front of you. Like I said, it's not meant as a bashing the older generation version. As a matter of fact, I highly respect what Rockstar did with this game. But it's nice to see that you actually get a more beautiful and smoother game experience in the newer version. Yes, I'm one of those guys that I bought this game again. On the new system, I didn't trade it in. I still got this version as well. And I don't get paid by some company to do those game reviews, I just do this because, well, next to music and movies, gaming is my passion because, well, this is even more fun than movies because of, well, I am in the movie actually. Well, it feels like I'm in the movie because I'm in control. And this game, well, I liked, for instance, the new Tomb Raider game on the 360. Well, not the new, I mean the very first one that came out. It had some sequences that you get to see a movie-like action, but all you had to do was pressing a few buttons that you get. It's like quick time events. Press A, press X, press Y, press B. And well, and then you passed a part, and then you get control over Lara Croft again. This game doesn't do quick time. Everything in this game you do yourself. Of course, you know and you feel, especially when you play this game as much as I did, the story mode, you know where things are very scripted. And for instance, if you're on a chase and you're not supposed to reach the enemy before you're at a certain point, the game makes it impossible for you to beat the other car. Even if you're in a Ferrari and he's in a tractor, for instance, then still he would win. Even if you are driving with Franklin, and what you can see now, that you use that slowdown effect so you can go quicker and more precise around corners and get through traffic better. Watch out for the truck. Yes, oh, that was nice. Sometimes the traffic gets in your way. And yes, there is a lot more of them in the new generation. Well, here you can go full speed over that bump. You will not jump high enough to bump into this building. Well, in the new generation version, when I played it for the first time, I jumped so high, I crashed into the building. That was strange. Yeah, so, well, I actually won, but my car didn't look very nice. Well, it looks much better in the next gen version. But, well, I had a lot of practice. Okay, now let's try to get away from the cops. I can't remember what I did in here. I know that I lost them in a parking spot. So I kind of stand still and hide. And then just hoping that they wouldn't see me there, because it was a parking space where you didn't have much place to hide. But judging by this, I am going in a completely different direction as I did. And I'm going back where I went. Oh yeah, well that's kind of smart. Yes, this is that parking garage. I just saw just a part of this, small part of this. And then I get to go back. Yes, this takes a lot longer in the newer version. And that's not about the car handling, but, well, actually, I was just in the wrong place all the time. The police went over there. I went this road, and there was the police. Okay, let's turn around. Let's go and bring and deliver the car. Yeah, and maybe if there comes a new Grand Theft Auto. Well, in this case, I'm delivering the car and it's all dent. And it would have been nice if Yetarian would say like one, man, what did you do with the car? Drag race? And something like that. And if you bring it in one piece and very nice, and it's like, nice, you actually did a good job or something. Well, maybe it's too much asked for this generation of game. And well, since the new generation version is actually just this version with more detail. Yes. I also like the mission when you actually get to retrieve the car that he just bought. Well, in the beginning, I didn't felt it was so scripted because, well, I didn't knew what was going to happen. So you were only doing what the game told you to do. But when I did it for the second time, I knew that Michael was hiding in the couch. And I was kicking against the car and he didn't respond. And I was just like, driving the car in his garage forwards, backwards, and he didn't respond. No, of course not, because he is being triggered just when you pass a certain point in your drive to where you're supposed to go, and then he'll come out of his hiding and put the gun to your head. Going. Look, there's no tires or debris on the floor, or not much debris. In the new generation version, this is a much more shady alley than it is in here. It's still quite clean in here compared to the newer version. And well, to be honest, talking about the more empty streets, or if you just like going fast and going through the town without doing the missions, of course it's more easy without all those cars driving in your way. But on the newer version, you do feel more in a living, breathing city. Even more so than in this version. Also, the plants alongside the side of the wall. Look, there's no grass. Well, Lamar is in the way, but where the stones are, bump mapping, not so much grass in there. Almost no bump mapping on the broken tiles in your garden. No grass on the left side as well. I sound like a broken record. I keep on repeating myself. And this will come back in the new video. I hope this is not too boring, but well, I just try to remove the sound so I don't get too much trouble. But if this gets some views in, and if you like, you can put it in the comments. If you like me to play the full new generation version without side missions, just go through the story mode so you can see the difference. If you like that, just tell me so and I will continue recording. I will do the beginning all over again, but then with the sound, and I'm only trying to remember then to shut down the radio, or maybe using my video edit program to lower or mask the music that the game's been giving. Okay, well, this is a pause screen so you can see the detail in the garden. Before we go on to the newer version. Yes, here comes the Xbox One version. And of course it's nice to start at the same beginning, because, well, it's fresh in your memory what you just saw. I could do what the other people did, like running 2 screens and cutting it in half, but you don't get to see all the action and all the detail. I wanted you to see the whole screen that you would see, and not just half of it. Yeah, those flashy lights from the Christmas tree, yes, they are there, they are back. Okay, everybody in the closet. Now it's time to phone it in and make some rubble. And then check the rain from the sprinkler system and check the detail of the rubble on the floor. There's more of them. And I hope that YouTube leaves the colors intact, so you actually get to see the same difference in this video as I see on my television. See a bigger pile of rubble next to it, and even if you're closer to the wall, those steel bars that hold the concrete, that is more detailed. Thanks to the better lighting effects, you get to actually see more details on the floor, the posters that are on the wall. And his beard is more like a stubble beard instead of just a smear on his chin. Let's swap and shoot this guy. Because he said he would remember my face. Well, let's check the floor. Let's look around a bit. Nice. Let's go. The reflection in the puddles are even more shiny and more sharp. And I'm showing you this in this video even a little bit more. When you're in the safe house with Franklin, I'm trying to look in the mirror, so you can see that one is sharper as well. Here I immediately run to the proper cover, so I can shoot the cops left and right much better than when I was standing on the right corner. Let's go to the pole and shoot away. And like I said before, the broken record. Check the car tracks, the detail of the grooves that the tires leave, the footprints in the snow. Also that yellow thing on the pole, I forgot to say that in the previous part. Those yellow bars that protect the concrete from cars bumping into them. The damage is more visible on the newer generation, and as you can see, there are more bumps in the snow and more rounded as well. It seems they used more polygons, and I on purposely walked through the snow to the right side, so you actually get to see the nice lighting effect. See the shadow on that follows the snow. And of course I'm a cheapskate, I'm from Holland, and so I try to pick as much ammo from the floor as possible, because it's for free. Well, usually I just walk on, but well. Now you get to see some more nice close-ups of the faces and the animation, and the car tracks on the floor better. Blah, 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 blah. Nice. Yeah, the 360 version did already a nice job on the lighting in here, like from the sun that's looming over the horizon. But it just looks a bit more brighter in here. And the update in the frame rate, that makes it more smooth and movie-like, instead of playing a game. I thought I used the wrong viewpoint, but as you could see in that short time, you also have that first person mode. I already got me the achievement that I played 15 hours in first person mode, because the first time that I finished the game, I just played it like I do now. So the way I was used to, just to see if it's difficult or if there were any changes made, and if there were, that I was prepared for them in first person mode. And here we go, BAM! Check at the footprints, so much more bumps in the snow, and especially in here, in this view, it was almost flat on the 360 version. And the rugged skin of the tree, which of course is already out of view, and now it's overlighted because of the nice lighting effect, which of course the 360 version also had. Well, here you get the shot. I hope that YouTube shows you the detail of the bullet wounds, because you actually get more, like I said, shiny. It glisters because it's still liquid. It isn't dried up immediately. Yeah, let's shoot some more. Because, no, I'm not going to leave you. I'm going to shoot the police. Yes, this is also the lighting from behind the trees. That was just as much beautiful on the 360. Except for here there are like two lighting effects now. Not only the nice yellowish color from the clouds, but also a bit of a blue streak of the lens flare. So there's one small adaptation to the lighting effects in here. And a lot more detail in the backgrounds. Look at the car tracks, they are actually there now. And some more footprints. The only thing is, and that's what I also told somebody else, I wonder why games in this generation still don't actually leave fresh footprints, because I still remember myself a fighting game on the Dreamcast where you were fighting in a snow stage, and that was Dead or Alive 2 if my memory serves me well. And well, there you actually left footprints in the snow. But of course, maybe I'm a bit too nitpicky, because well, here there's a full living, breathing city, and there's a lot more going on than just two people fighting. Well, there's a lot more snow now, and it feels more like it's falling. That wet snow falling from the sky. And then look, the bump of snow over the bushes, more rugged skin on the tree. The close-up tree I meant, of course, and not the tree there in the distance. Well, let's go to the black screen. Well, here also no loading time removed by video editing. I just captured this and put it on my video edit program so I could do my voiceover. Because I can't do a live voiceover, because I don't have a proper headset for that. And I'm too far away from my PC when I'm doing a play session. Check the leather. More bumps, sharper towers in the background, sharper shadows, and much more detail in Michael's face. Animation is cleaned up. Yes, it's nice to actually see those two videos in a row, so you get to see the water more in the background instead of a blur. But the rest of the interior of the house is, well, judging, well, I don't see much of the interior now. Well, now you do see. Well, there's one magazine on the table more. There's on the 360 version. Man, I'm nitpicking. But if I didn't do that and I would have shut my face, then you wouldn't hear anything, because I shut down the sound. Yeah, a lot more details in the trees and the leaves outside, like I said, because the further away, like now the background, what you see from the city, the further away, usually it removes the detail. For instance, if you're driving alongside a freeway and very far away there's a commercial billboard, on the 360 you don't get to read it, because it's still too blurry. And then when it's quite close by, suddenly the texture pops in and you can read what it says. And in this version, well, maybe it happens, but it just doesn't look that obvious. It's sharp from a very far distance. And check the amount of leaves on the trees. There are not much more cars in this view that you get to see, but when you are actually going to drive through the city, yes, there are much more cars. And like I said, it's too bad. Oh, hey, needles on the cactus. Yeah, this was already great. Well, look at the bump mapping on the surface of the bike lanes. Yes, much more detail, and that makes for a more polished game. More grass on the fence and the pole there in the distance, and between the concrete and the sides of the walkway. And then you get to see the view behind Michael. Look, a bit blurry on the stairs here, but nice detail. I really like that they tried to do it different. Look, I prefer sharp, of course, but they are going to set a mood, and well, they succeeded. Okay, and now we get to walk through the house, to the house and the fence, with more detail in the garden. The cat that is going to be on top of a small box where are electronics inside, or maybe the cable connection from the television, like we have here. Every block of houses have a box for the cable television. Yeah, but actually it's still quite deserted here on the beach. You don't get to see too much people walking in here. Look, the cactus, you can actually get stung by them now. And the tree, now that's a big difference. It was a little bit rugged on the 360, and here it's, yeah, well, looks say more than words. Look, grass on the left and the right. Yeah, pussy, pussy, pussy. Some more stuff next to the house. Actually working fan there. And now I'm going for the white car. Why? Because I can. And I'm going to keep it in one piece. Well, more than I did in the previous run. Only in the front you get to see one dent. Hey, he's driving away with the cap still open. Usually it means it will go back down again. Oh, never mind. They were opening it. Look, here comes the hairpin corner and more trees in the distance. And of course a nice sunshine lens flare effect. And honestly, because of the fluid frame rate, driving feels just much better. I didn't make too much mistakes. I know, of course, it's because I memorized what to do. Sure. But still, even if you memorize where to go and the controls are a bit iffy, and then you would still make mistakes. Almost hitting the pole there. Yes, I know, I tried to cut the corner a bit. Well, look, I got proof now. Look, I'm not going to hit one of the boys. But when I finish the trip, you will see I'm not getting the extra thick box that I left those people in one piece. So yes, sometimes the collision detection is a bit off. So he still thought that I was hitting them, or one of them. Very nice. Oh, and also a difference, they made the car faster. The cars, they made faster, especially those sport cars. And that means if you jump over these bumps too fast, you're landing on your roof. And like I said in the previous video, when I played this for the very first time, I didn't realize, so of course with the bumps I landed upside down, and then when you go to the Union Depository, if I pronounce that properly, then I made the jump so far that I actually hit the top of the Unit Depository. But this is not going to happen in this video. I didn't make too much mistakes, only it took a bit longer to get rid of the police. Yes, and the truck that we have to avoid is now white instead of black or dark green, or well, at least it was a darker color. Okay, here comes the jump. I need to brake, otherwise my car goes flying. And now I'm going to pick first place in just small few less meters or miles in the game. And check my front, only one strange bump in the front, and for the rest my window is still in one piece. Nice. Also the cars are more shiny in this version. That's a nice detail, I know. It almost looked like a Forza game, and that's amazing for an open world game. And here's a nice example of the lighting effect. So what you just saw from above the high roads, the sun peeping through, and then that nice blue extra effect on top of that. Yes, every time I run into the police, and then actually you get to see the map stop flashing like now, and then I run into the police again. I was so stupid to go to the left instead of to the right. And this happens again. But this time I went the proper way. Well, that's what I thought. Okay, and here I tried to escape on the train track. And even though I was jumping and driving like crazy, pay attention, when I deliver the car to Simeon, you get to see that the car still only has that strange bump in the front. Look, I thought, now the police chopper can see me. Oh shit, it's a too short part, and I was afraid that the police would still look me up in here. So what did I do? I followed these train tracks, make a U-turn to the left, and go into a bigger tunnel. Look, the police is very close again, but now finally they are not going to see me. Okay, hairpin corner, and let's go below. But well, it was actually already for nothing. I was already long enough outside the view of the police. Well, we have to have a nice drive to Simeon now, deliver the car, and go to the house of Franklin to check out the details of his garden. There's grass in the middle lanes of most parts in the town now, instead of bold places. And I know you're not going to see this in this video and in the previous one, but when you get that boat chase, also quite early in the story, there's a part where I cut down the corner when you have to go back, driving the car to the workshop, to the chop shop. Look, oh, you don't get to see the front of the car, only when you walk back to go home. Look, the floor is shining now. So in the previous part, in the 360 version, he didn't took the time to polish and wax the floor. Yes, give him a hybrid. Oh no, I'm a bit too early, but well, actually I don't hear anything, just like you aren't hearing anything of the story. I'm just sitting here soaking up the detail and trying to see and notice and mention what I see in the difference. I already told you about the more detailed and shiny cars. And of course, when you watch outside from the newer version, you get more detail in the surroundings and in the city. And also, for instance, the wall where there are the 6 paintings. There's more detail and bump mapping on the stones. And check the front of the car. It's still quite in nice condition compared to my red car that I delivered. Look, more trouble and stuff in the alleyway. Some stones, more plants, a tire. I wonder why they put a tire just outside their shop, just on the floor. As if they don't give a... you know what I mean. Okay, let's go home. We're almost at the end of the video. It's quite close to the right, and then again to the right, and then we're there. We get to save, and we get to see the room of him. And also, well, what I kind of hoped in this new version, that they would improve the animation of the clothing as well. Because, well, he's going to pick up a jacket from his, or jacket, or at least some clothing from his bed, and he hangs it in the, well, I don't know the cost. English, wardrobe, never mind. Yeah, English isn't my main language. Check at the plants between all those tiles. The broken tiles, the bump mapping, and grass on the floor. Yes, well, on the floor in the garden. It's so much more alive and sharp. And I know the PlayStation 4 has on some places even more grass. But you know what? What I don't have, I can't miss. So I just got those 2 games that I am showing you now. And in here I get to see the nice detail. And well, I'm glad that Rockstar decided to remove a bit detail if it keeps the frame rate up, because the smooth frame rate is really an look at the animation on the shirt or whatever it's called in English. And there's a bit difference again. On a 360 version, you get to see the list what you did, and here I need to press the X button to see more details, but I kind of forgot. Oh no, I didn't. Look, I don't get the ticked box for that I didn't hit the people, and the reflection in the mirror was more sharp. And let's check out the garden, and that's the end. Well, actually, I'm going to get a call from him, because, well, maybe I am going to put this video online and make it a series if you want. Okay, well, this is the end of the video. I hope you liked it, and I hope you like the idea that I showed them after each other instead of next to each other.